Hey folks, welcome back to Stoic Quotes 365. Have you ever caught yourself wondering if someone secretly has feelings for you, but just isn't saying it outright? Maybe there's a way they glance at you, a subtle shift in their body language, or the tone they use when they talk to you that makes you think, could this mean something more? Well, attraction is a fascinating thing. It's rarely loud or obvious. More often, it whispers in the quiet gestures, the lingering glances, and the unspoken moments. And the truth is, if someone is secretly attracted to you, their actions almost always reveal it. In this video, we're diving deep into the subtle, often overlooked signs that someone might be harboring feelings for you. These aren't the cliched gestures you see in movies. No, we're exploring the real, human, and often subconscious behaviors that signal attraction. And the best part? You don't need them to confess anything for you to start recognizing these signs. They're written all over how they act, speak, and connect with you. Let's start by acknowledging something universal. Attraction isn't always easy to express. People have their reasons for keeping their feelings under wraps. Maybe they're unsure if the feeling is mutual, or perhaps they're afraid of ruining an existing dynamic. This is where understanding the subtleties becomes incredibly valuable. It allows you to see the signs they might not even realize they're showing. Now, imagine this. You're talking to someone, and you notice how their eyes linger just a second longer than usual. Or maybe there's a moment when their hand lightly brushes yours, seemingly accidental. But it sends a spark that feels anything but random. These aren't just coincidences. They're small windows into their inner feelings. Attraction has a way of slipping through the cracks, even when someone is trying to keep it contained. Think about how Stoic philosophy can play into this. The Stoics taught us to observe without judgment, to remain calm and grounded, even as we interpret the world around us. This mindset is incredibly useful when it comes to recognizing attraction. Instead of jumping to conclusions or letting emotions cloud your judgment, you can calmly observe these signs for what they are, pieces of a puzzle that, when put together, paint a clearer picture of their feelings. Here's what makes this video different. We're not just talking about recognizing attraction, we're connecting it to deeper human truths about connection and communication. How someone treats you when they think no one else is watching speaks volumes. It's in the way they prioritize you, even in subtle ways. It's in the way they listen when you speak, not just hearing you, but truly understanding what you're saying. And it's in the effort they make to be around you, even when it's not convenient for them. But let's also keep this grounded. While these signs can be powerful indicators, they're not guarantees. Human behavior is complex, and there's always room for interpretation. That's why throughout this video, we'll also explore how you can respond to these signs in a way that's authentic, confident, and aligned with the principles of Stoic relationships. By the end of this video, you'll have a deeper understanding of the subtle art of attraction, what to look for, how to interpret it, and most importantly, how to remain grounded and true to yourself in the process. If you've ever felt unsure about someone's feelings toward you, this is your chance to find clarity and maybe even a bit of reassurance. So, let's get started and uncover the 7 signs that someone might be secretly drawn to you. These insights could change how you see your relationships and, perhaps, how you see yourself. Ready? Let's dive in. Number 1, the lingering glance. All right, Stoic friends, let's take a closer look at one of the most subtle yet revealing signs of secret attraction. The lingering glance. You know the one I'm talking about, the kind where someone's eyes meet yours and, instead of darting away like most casual glances, they linger just a little too long. It's as if the moment stretches, holding something unspoken, and you can almost feel the connection between you. It's subtle, it's silent, but it speaks volumes. Why is this so important? because our eyes are often the windows to what's going on beneath the surface. While someone might be good at keeping their words and actions neutral, their eyes often tell a different story. The lingering glance is like a whisper in a crowded room, a way for them to express interest without having to say a word. Imagine this. You're at a gathering, maybe a friend's party or even just a casual coffee shop outing. As conversations flow around you, you notice someone across the room glancing your way. At first, you think it's just a coincidence, but then it happens again and again. Their eyes always seem to find yours. And when they do, they don't just look, they linger. They hold the moment, almost as if they're hoping you'll notice the unspoken connection they're trying to create. Here's the thing about the lingering glance. It's both deliberate and involuntary. Sometimes, the person doing it might not even realize they're giving themselves away. Their interest in you takes over before their logical mind can catch up. And if they are aware of it, that's a bold move. It means they're choosing to let their eyes speak for them, sending a signal they hope you'll pick up on. But let's get practical here. Folks, how do you know if a lingering glance actually means something, or if it's just your imagination? The key is in the patterns. A single glance could mean anything. A casual observation, a passing curiosity. But when someone repeatedly seeks out your gaze, that's when it starts to mean something deeper. Pay attention to how often it happens and the context around it. Are they smiling slightly when your eyes meet? Do they seem flustered? Maybe looking away quickly after realizing you've caught them. These little details matter. Let's not forget the power dynamics at play here. When someone lingers on you with their eyes, they're giving you their attention, a precious resource in today's world of distractions. It's a subtle but powerful way of saying, "You've caught my interest, and I can't look away." That kind of attention can feel incredibly validating, but it's also an opportunity to set the tone for what comes next. Now, Stoic friends, let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed someone giving you that lingering glance? Maybe it was at work, during a casual meetup, or even in a relationship that was just starting to form. How did it make you feel? Did it spark curiosity? Did it make you feel seen in a way that words couldn't capture? Drop a quick comment below with 2 words. I've felt it. Let's see how many of us have shared this universal experience of silent attraction. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. The lingering glance isn't just about romantic interest. It's about human connection at its core. When someone holds your gaze, they're creating a bridge between you. It's a moment of vulnerability where they're letting you in on their thoughts and feelings without ever speaking them aloud. That's powerful, isn't it? It reminds us that so much of our communication happens beneath the surface. If you want to test this in your own life, here's a challenge for you. The next time you notice someone giving you that lingering look, don't shy away. Instead, hold their gaze just a little longer than you normally would. Maybe even smile subtly or give a slight nod. See how they respond. Sometimes, that small act of acknowledgement can take the silent connection and turn it into something more meaningful. Before we move on to the next sign, let's pause for a moment. If this resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Relationships. We're just getting started, and there's so much more to uncover. The journey to understanding attraction and connection is fascinating, and I'm glad we're on it together. All right, let's keep going. Number 2, subtle touches speak loud. Hey folks, let's dive into something that might seem small but speaks volumes. Those subtle, almost fleeting touches. Have you ever noticed how a light brush of the hand or a gentle tap on the shoulder can hold so much meaning? These moments, though brief, can often reveal the depths of someone's feelings, especially when they're not ready to put their emotions into words. Think about it. When someone is secretly drawn to you, they might not come right out and say it. Instead, Their actions do the talking, and physical touch is one of the most telling signs. Now, I'm not talking about grand, obvious gestures. It's about the little things. A hand lingering just a moment too long when they pass you a drink, or their knee lightly bumping yours and not moving away immediately. These are the moments when attraction speaks louder than words. Why do these touches matter? Because touch is one of the most primal ways we communicate. Before we could talk, as babies, we reached out to connect. And even as adults, a simple touch can create a sense of closeness and trust that words often can't achieve. When someone is drawn to you, they might unconsciously seek ways to close the physical gap, even in the smallest ways. But here's the tricky part. Context matters. Not every touch is romantic, and not every person expresses interest in the same way. For some, touch might be a natural way of interacting with everyone. That's why it's essential to pair this sign with others, like the lingering glances we talked about earlier, or how much effort they put into conversations with you. When these signs align, it becomes much clearer what their subtle touches mean. Let's break this down a little further. If someone lightly touches your arm when they're laughing at your joke, that's one thing. But if their hand grazes yours during a quiet moment and lingers just a second longer than necessary, that's a whole different story. These touches, intentional or not, show that they're comfortable with you and might even be testing the waters to see how you respond. And here's a fun twist. Sometimes they're not even aware of what they're doing. Attraction has a way of bypassing logic and manifesting through actions that feel instinctive. These touches can also be a way of grounding themselves, of feeling connected to you in a tangible way without risking too much vulnerability. So how should you respond? First, be mindful of your own boundaries. If you're comfortable and feel the same way, you might reciprocate in kind. A gentle touch on their shoulder when you're talking or brushing something off their jacket. These small gestures can create a sense of mutual connection and understanding without needing to verbalize everything. At the same time, pay attention to consistency. If these touches are frequent but always respectful, it's a strong sign of interest. But if they're sporadic or feel overly forced, it might be worth reconsidering their intentions. Now, let's make this interactive. Have you ever caught yourself noticing or even enjoying these subtle moments? Comment below with "I see the signs" if you've experienced this kind of quiet yet powerful communication. It's always fascinating to hear how others interpret these small but meaningful actions. And folks, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more insights like this. You're here to uncover the truths behind human connection. And trust me, the upcoming signs will reveal even more layers to understanding the people around you. Stick around. You won't want to miss what's next. Number 3. Unspoken compliments. Hey, Stoic friends. Let's explore something a bit more nuanced. Unspoken compliments. These are the quiet acknowledgements and subtle gestures that speak louder than words ever could. If someone is secretly attracted to you, they might not outright shower you with verbal praise, but their actions and behaviors reveal admiration that's impossible to miss if you know where to look. Think about it this way. Have you ever caught someone smiling when you weren't looking, or noticed how their mood seems to lift when you enter the room? These are the moments when their true feelings slip through the cracks. They may not say, "I admire your confidence," but their extended glance when you're commanding a conversation, or their eager attention when you're sharing your thoughts, tells the same story. Unspoken compliments often show up in the way someone supports and encourages you. They might notice the little things that others overlook: a new haircut, a minor achievement, or even your quirky sense of humor. These gestures, subtle as they may seem, carry weight. It's as if they're saying, "I see you, I value you," without ever needing to verbalize it. Here's where it gets interesting. Unspoken compliments can also manifest through actions. Maybe they remember your favorite coffee order and surprise you with it. Or they offer to help you with something before you even ask. These small but meaningful acts are their way of showing they care, even if they're not ready to say it outright. It's their subtle way of placing importance on you and making you feel seen. Now, why do people resort to unspoken compliments? Often, it's because they're unsure of how their feelings will be received. They might fear coming on too strong or risking rejection, so they let their actions and quiet gestures speak for them. This indirect approach is a way of testing the waters, gauging your reaction without fully exposing their emotions. But here's the catch. Unspoken compliments require your attention to notice. It's easy to overlook them if you're not paying close attention, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why it's important to be mindful of the subtle ways people express their appreciation for you. Their unspoken words often say more about their feelings than 1,000 direct compliments ever could. So how can you tell if these unspoken compliments are truly directed at you? Consistency is key. If someone's gestures of admiration are frequent and meaningful, it's a strong indicator of their attraction. They'll go out of their way to make you feel valued without expecting anything in return. And how should you respond? First, show gratitude. Even if the compliment isn't verbalized, you can acknowledge their thoughtfulness with a simple thank you or a kind smile. This creates a positive feedback loop, encouraging more moments of connection and mutual appreciation. Second, don't be afraid to reciprocate. If you notice someone's effort to lift you up, find a subtle way to do the same for them. Compliment their strengths, encourage their goals, or show support in the little things that matter to them. This not only strengthens the bond between you, but also creates a space for open communication and mutual respect. Now, I've got a question for you, my Stoic friends. Have you ever experienced someone showing their admiration for you in subtle, unspoken ways? Share your thoughts in the comments with the phrase, "I noticed the signs." It's always enlightening to hear your stories and perspectives on these quiet but powerful moments. Before we move forward, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you're enjoying these insights. There's so much more to uncover about the hidden ways people express attraction. And trust me, the next sign might just change how you view relationships forever. Stick around! Number 4, conversations that connect. Hey there, Stoic friends. Let's dive into one of the most revealing signs of secret attraction, conversations that truly connect. This is where subtle hints evolve into meaningful dialogues, creating moments that leave you both feeling understood and valued. Ever felt like someone was speaking straight to your soul? That's the magic of a connecting conversation, and it's a powerful indicator of deeper feelings. When someone is attracted to you, their conversations aren't just surface level. They're not satisfied with small talk about the weather or casual updates about your day. Instead, they'll seek out topics that resonate with you, asking questions about your passions, dreams, and even fears. These discussions go beyond the mundane because they're driven by genuine curiosity, a desire to know and understand you on a deeper level. Here's an interesting observation. The tone of these conversations is often different. There's an energy, a spark, as if time slows down when you're talking. They lean in, maintain steady eye contact, and respond with thoughtfulness. Their reactions show they're not just hearing you, they're truly listening. And let's be honest, in a world full of distractions, having someone fully present in a conversation is rare and meaningful. Another clue lies in how they remember what you've shared. If someone circles back to something you mentioned days or even weeks ago, it's a clear sign they value your words. For instance, you might casually share your love for a particular book, and the next time you meet, they've read it or bring it up in conversation. That effort shows they're paying attention and want to build a connection that goes beyond fleeting moments. But connecting conversations aren't just about what they ask or remember. It's also about how they make you feel. When someone is secretly attracted to you, they'll strive to create a safe and open space for dialogue. They'll avoid judgment and show empathy, encouraging you to share more freely. This kind of emotional safety isn't accidental. It's intentional. They want you to feel comfortable being yourself around them. Let's not overlook humor. Shared laughter is one of the quickest ways to build a bond. If they're making an effort to understand your sense of humor and match it, or if they light up when you laugh at their jokes, it's a subtle way of saying, "I enjoy making you happy." Humor, after all, isn't just entertainment. It's connection. You might also notice how they adjust their communication style to align with yours. Do they mirror your expressions or pacing during the conversation? Do they use words and phrases similar to yours? This subconscious mirroring is a classic sign of rapport building. It's their way of signaling we're on the same wavelength, without explicitly saying it. Now, Stoic friends, here's a vital point. Connecting conversations aren't one-sided. Someone genuinely interested in you will also open up about themselves. They'll share personal stories, vulnerabilities, and opinions, creating a sense of mutual exchange. This balance of giving and receiving builds trust and deepens the relationship. So, how can you spot these connecting conversations in your own life? Pay attention to the moments when you feel genuinely heard and valued. Notice the difference between someone who listens to respond and someone who listens to understand. Watch for their willingness to discuss meaningful topics, even if it requires stepping out of their comfort zone. And here's the kicker: respond in kind. If you sense someone is making an effort to connect with you, don't hesitate to reciprocate. Ask thoughtful questions, show genuine interest, and share pieces of yourself. Building a connection is a two-way street, and your openness will encourage them to keep those meaningful conversations alive. Before we wrap up this part, let's reflect. Have you ever had a conversation that left you feeling truly seen and connected? Share your experience in the comments with the phrase, "I felt the connection." Your stories could inspire others to recognize these moments in their own lives. And while we're on the topic of meaningful connections, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more insights into relationships and Stoic wisdom. The next sign might just illuminate behaviors you've been overlooking. So stick around, you won't want to miss it. Number 5. Actions show interest. Hey there, Stoic friends. Let's talk about a timeless truth. Actions speak louder than words. In the game of attraction, this couldn't be more accurate. Words can be fleeting, easily manipulated, or even insincere. But actions? They tell the real story. When someone is secretly drawn to you, their interest shines through the things they do, not just what they say. Imagine this. You mention a minor inconvenience in passing, like needing a ride somewhere or struggling to find time for a project. Suddenly, they offer help without hesitation, or even take care of it for you without being asked. It's subtle yet powerful, a clear sign they're thinking about you and care about making your life easier. Now, this doesn't mean grand, over-the-top gestures. In fact, the most telling signs of interest often lie in the small, thoughtful actions that show they're paying attention. Maybe they remember how you like your coffee, or bring you your favorite snack on a rough day. These are not just random acts of kindness. They're deliberate and specific, aimed at bringing a smile to your face. Let's dive deeper into this. Have you noticed someone always making time for you, no matter how busy they are? When people prioritize you in their schedule, it's not just coincidence, it's intentional. They'll rearrange plans, stay up late to chat, or even drive across town just to see you. This effort shows you're important to them, even if they don't say it outright. Physical presence is another key indicator. When someone is genuinely interested, they'll find ways to be around you. It might be joining events you're attending or casually showing up in places you frequent. Their desire to spend time with you is their way of expressing, "I want to be close to you." But Stoic friends, let's not forget consistency. It's one thing to make an effort occasionally, but it's entirely different when someone consistently shows up for you. It's in the steady reliability of their actions, checking in on you regularly, following through on promises, or simply being there when you need support. Consistency builds trust and reveals authentic feelings. And here's an interesting point. They might go out of their way to support your interests and passions. Whether it's attending an event that matters to you, encouraging your hobbies, or even learning about topics you care about. Their investment in what you love speaks volumes. It's their way of saying, "Your happiness matters to me." Now, let's flip the script for a moment. Sometimes, interest is revealed in what someone doesn't do. For instance, they may avoid behaviors that upset you or make an effort to respect your boundaries. If they're mindful of how their actions impact you, it's a clear sign they value you and want to maintain your comfort. On the flip side, actions can also reveal disinterest or mixed signals. That's why it's crucial to observe patterns rather than isolated instances. Someone truly attracted to you won't leave you guessing or confused. They'll make their intentions clear through consistent and caring behavior. And here's a Stoic secret. How they treat others often mirrors how they'll treat you in the long run. If they're genuinely kind and considerate to everyone, it shows a character rooted in respect and compassion. But if their actions toward others are dismissive or self-serving, it's a potential red flag. So, Stoic friends, how do you interpret these actions in your own life? Start by paying attention to the small details. Are they going out of their way to make you feel valued? Do their efforts align with their words? And most importantly, do their actions make you feel respected and appreciated? Before we move on, let's connect. Share in the comments a time when someone's actions showed you how much they cared. Use the phrase "actions matter" to start your story. I'd love to hear your experiences. And if you're finding value in this journey of understanding attraction, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. The next sign is all about emotional openness. It's one you don't want to miss. Stay tuned, Stoic friends. Number 6, emotional openness. Hey Stoic friends, let's dive into something deeper today. Emotional openness. In the context of relationships, whether it's romantic or platonic, this is one of the clearest signs of genuine connection. When someone is secretly attracted to you, they'll reveal a side of themselves that's often hidden from others. It's in their willingness to share their thoughts, feelings, and vulnerabilities that their true interest comes to light. Think about this. We live in a world where people often guard their emotions. It's easier to stay surface level and avoid the risk of being misunderstood or judged. But when someone opens up to you, sharing their fears, dreams, or personal struggles, it's a big deal. It's their way of saying, "I trust you with a part of me that I don't share with everyone else." One powerful indicator of emotional openness is the way they confide in you. They might share a story about their past, talk about a challenge they're currently facing, or express their hopes for the future. These moments of vulnerability are their attempt to strengthen the bond between you. They're saying, "I want you to see the real me." But here's where it gets interesting. Emotional openness isn't always about heavy or serious topics. Sometimes it's in the way they let their guard down and show their playful, quirky side. They might share their silly habits, childhood memories, or guilty pleasures, all in an effort to connect on a more authentic level. Now, Stoic friends, let's flip the lens. Emotional openness isn't just about what they share, it's also about how they listen. If someone is genuinely attracted to you, they'll create a safe space for you to share your feelings as well. They'll ask thoughtful questions, remember the details of what you say, and respond with empathy. It's a two-way street, and their willingness to be emotionally present is a strong sign of interest. Here's another layer to consider. How do they handle conflict or disagreements? Someone who's emotionally open and invested in you will approach these moments with care and respect. Instead of shutting down or becoming defensive, they'll be willing to discuss feelings and find solutions. This level of emotional maturity shows they value the connection and want it to grow stronger. Let's talk about consistency. Emotional openness isn't a one-time thing. When someone is truly interested, you'll notice a pattern of them sharing their thoughts and feelings over time. It won't feel forced or performative. It'll be natural and steady. They'll let you in on their world little by little, building trust and connection along the way. But what if they're not opening up? Does that mean they're not interested? Not necessarily. Some people need more time to feel comfortable sharing their emotions, especially if they've been hurt in the past. Patience and understanding are key here. Look for small signs of progress. A willingness to share even the tiniest personal detail can indicate they're starting to trust you. And here's a Stoic insight to keep in mind. Emotional openness isn't just about attraction, it's about compatibility. When someone shares their inner world with you, it allows you to see if your values, goals, and emotional styles align. It's a chance to build a relationship on a foundation of authenticity and mutual respect. Before we wrap up this section, let's take a moment to reflect. Have you noticed someone becoming more emotionally open with you lately? Maybe they've shared a fear, a goal, or even a funny story that reveals a deeper side of who they are. Share your thoughts in the comments with the phrase, "Open hearts connect." I'd love to hear how emotional openness has played a role in your connections. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. The next sign we'll explore is all about the power of respectful attention. It's a game changer in understanding someone's true feelings. Stick around, Stoic friends. Number 7, respectful attention, all right? Stoic friends. Let's talk about something that might seem simple, but holds extraordinary power. Respectful attention. In a world filled with distractions and constant noise, giving someone your full attention is one of the most profound ways to show care, admiration, and even attraction. When someone truly respects and values you, their attention is unwavering and intentional. Have you ever been in a conversation where you felt like the other person was genuinely hanging on to every word you said? It's not about the grand gestures or over-the-top expressions. It's the subtle, consistent signals that they're present, engaged, and invested. This kind of respectful attention goes beyond basic politeness. It's a reflection of genuine interest and care. Here's a key point, folks. Someone who's secretly attracted to you will show respectful attention through their body language. They'll lean in when you speak, maintain eye contact, and mirror your movements without even realizing it. These subtle cues are their way of telling you, "I'm here, I'm listening, and I value what you have to say." But respectful attention isn't just about what they do when you're speaking. It's also about how they act when you're not. Do they remember the little details you've shared in past conversations? Do they bring up something you mentioned weeks ago, showing they were truly paying attention? These actions speak volumes about how much space you occupy in their thoughts. Now, let's talk about the balance between attention and space. Someone who respects you will also respect your individuality. They won't smother you with constant attention or make you feel like you're under a microscope. Instead, they'll create a safe and supportive space for you to be yourself, stepping in to offer their attention when you need it most. Stoic friends, another way to recognize respectful attention is in how they handle conflict or differing opinions. Someone who's genuinely interested in you won't dismiss your perspective or belittle your feelings. Instead, they'll approach disagreements with an open mind and a willingness to understand your side. This level of respect shows they value you as a person, not just as a source of validation. Now, let's flip the lens for a moment. Are you giving the kind of respectful attention you hope to receive? Building meaningful connections is a two-way street, and the way you engage with others sets the tone for how they respond to you. By practicing mindful listening, showing genuine curiosity, and respecting boundaries, you create a foundation for authentic and lasting relationships. Here's a quick tip for recognizing respectful attention in romantic contexts. Pay attention to how they respond when you share something vulnerable or important to you. Do they make you feel heard, understood, and supported? Or do they brush it off or shift the focus back to themselves? The way someone reacts in these moments reveals a lot about their level of interest and respect. And let's not forget the power of silence. Sometimes, the most respectful thing someone can do is simply hold space for you without trying to fix or analyze the situation. If they're willing to sit with you in moments of uncertainty or emotion, it's a clear sign they're invested in your well-being. Before we close this final section, let's reflect together. Have you experienced the impact of respectful attention in your life? Whether it's a small moment of someone remembering your favorite coffee order or a deeper connection during a heartfelt conversation, these acts of attention shape how we perceive others and ourselves. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments with the phrase, "Attention matters." Let's celebrate the power of meaningful connections, Stoic friends. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell to stay updated on more content that helps you navigate relationships with wisdom and confidence. As always, remember, respect begins with how you treat yourself. The more you value your own thoughts, time, and emotions, the more you'll attract people who mirror that respect. All right, Stoic friends, we've reached the end of today's journey into understanding the subtle signs that reveal someone's true feelings for you. Remember, relationships thrive on awareness, respect, and authenticity. By recognizing these signs and embracing Stoic wisdom, you empower yourself to navigate connections with confidence and clarity. If today's video resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your insights or personal experiences in the comments below. Even just writing "I see it now" is a great way to affirm your learning and engage with this community. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on more content like this. We're building a space for Stoic wisdom and relationship growth, and your presence here makes all the difference. Until next time, remember to honor your worth, stay grounded, and let your actions reflect the respect you deserve. See you in the next video, Stoic friends. Stay strong and stay inspired.